All right, just a quick follow-up to the charts we sent out last night. Now, as is often the case, there's so many things to watch that we only traded a few of the charts that we sent out last night. So I'll show you those. LNG. This was one. I like the fact that sellers came in here a couple days ago. This is what the chart looked like last night, by the way, when we sent it out. And then buyers stepped right back up. Okay, so now let me switch to 5-minute candles from today. You can see this is the opening candle from today. You can see it gapped up above yesterday's highs. So it just landed on our watch list. We didn't just grab it. And then when it started to come back up, I called it as a gap play. In other words, if it breaks its early high. I like the fact that it had a narrow range because you can buy the high of day break. We know we've got a strong daily chart. And you can put your stop below the low of the day. And so the narrow range gives you a fairly tight stop. So it was a 926 call. Worst case stop, 904. So not a bad risk reward at all. 22 cents risk, and from 926 you can see the trigger, and this thing was strong all day, all the way to 990. Never came back to our entry, so a real nice one there. 926 to 990 on 22 cents risk, and LLNW is another one we played. This was not on our watch list from last night. However, if you've been trading at all, you saw this thing gap up the other day. Then it closed near its lows that day, was weak again yesterday, and then gapped down today. So then going to the intraday candles, show you the opening candle here. This was the opening 5-minute candle. And it put in this little, pop. Looked like it was going to try to take out the high of the day. We saw sellers come in here. I said if these sellers can't succeed, I'm interested in a long above this green candle here, 983, and the worst case stop, only 7 cents below. So very nice tight stop, and you can see here, broke through that high, 783, and just proceeded higher and higher, and it went as high as 820. So again, a nice percentage move on a $8 stock. Almost 40-cent move, and again the stop was only 7 cents away. Didn't get hit. I think American Eagle comes to mind too. That was on our long watch list. We talked about that last night in the video. After this big move, we had a great day with it on that day. We noticed, it still has a tendency to get kind of follow-through pushes, and so we had it on watch today, and it gave a nice tight base here. Here's the early high. This was the opening candle, so I called this at 1603 if it broke the high, with a worst case stop like 95, maybe 8 cents below, 15.95. And from 1603, over the course of about 30 minutes to 1617, nothing huge, but I did sell into that one and had a decent trade. Oh, that's right. There was one other, that BSDM gapped up today on some good news. We were watching it. I liked it over this 490 area, but it gapped up. And immediately bounced. So I said over 5, I like this thing. Worst case stop, whatever it was, 487, something like that. No, it was the low of the day, so it was 485. So 15 cents risk. And it did get through 5. It only made it to 508, but again, that's still more than a 1% move from the entry. And as I teach everybody, I sold some into there. I actually had faith that this thing might really rip, so I did keep some at a low of day stop after selling some. And then it started to come back up. And I actually said I was going to add again, buy some back at 505, because I thought, okay, now that can get us through 508, and we had another catalyst on the daily chart. But then it only went to 515. So again, sold more and ended up on the rest getting killed back somewhere near my 5 average, actually even below it. So overall a net green on the trade, but BSDM just couldn't follow through today, and now the daily's got kind of a red topping candle looking. So we'll have to see if that's going to do anything, but didn't like the action in that one today. But overall, a very nice day, and I think on the list that I sent out last night, I think that's all I have that we did anything with. So I will stop babbling, and we'll talk to you guys. Don't forget, the market's closed Monday. I will still put out a video from any calls or any highlights that we have from tomorrow's live trading chat session. So until then, have a good night. We'll talk to you later.